Burkina Faso's history forever. Before he would become Africa's youngest head of state, Ibrahim Traoré's journey began far from the corridors of power, in the heart of rural Burkina Faso. Growing up in Bondoukoui, Traoré was a focused and determined student, shaped by the challenges of village life and the hopes of his community. He was known for his discipline and curiosity, always eager to learn more about the world beyond his village. His academic journey took him to the University of Ouagadougou, where he studied geology. There, he gained a deeper understanding of Burkina Faso's natural resources and the potential they held for the nation's future. But as political instability and violence spread across the country, Traoré felt compelled to serve in a different way. In 2010, he made the life-changing decision to join the army, seeking to protect his homeland. Traoré quickly distinguished himself as a capable and committed officer. His leadership, discipline, and courage earned him the respect of both his peers and superiors. He served on the front lines of anti-terror operations in the Sahel and participated in UN peacekeeping missions, witnessing firsthand the harsh realities of war and the suffering of ordinary people. These intense experiences deepened his frustration with the country's political leaders, who seemed unable or unwilling to bring real change. They also strengthened his resolve to fight for a better future. Traoré found inspiration in the legacy of Captain Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader who championed anti-imperialism, self-sufficiency, and dignity for his people. Sankara's ideals became a guiding force for Traoré and a new generation of young officers, who saw in him a model for principled leadership and national pride. Together, they dreamed of a sovereign Burkina Faso, one free from corruption, foreign domination, and injustice, where the people's voices would finally be heard. Traoré's ideology and vision for the country were rooted in these revolutionary ideals, shaping his every decision and action. When the moment for change arrived, he was prepared, driven by conviction, experience, and a deep sense of duty to his people. From these convictions, his revolutionary project was born, setting the stage for a new chapter in Burkina Faso's history. By September 2022, Burkina Faso was unraveling. Over 60% of the country was outside government control, ruled by extremist groups. The human toll was staggering: thousands dead, millions displaced, and a third of the population in need of aid. Soldiers felt abandoned, sent on hopeless missions with poor equipment and flawed strategies. Junior officers like Traoré blamed the government for their comrades' deaths. Damiba's regime, once seen as a solution, became part of the problem. His reliance on France angered nationalist officers, who saw little benefit from foreign intervention. The military fractured, with young officers demanding radical change. The sense of betrayal and frustration reached a breaking point. The call for new leadership grew impossible to ignore. His bold actions, expelling France, nationalizing mines, are seen as steps toward true independence. For many, Traoré is a symbol of hope in uncertain times. Despite his popularity, Traoré's rule has grown increasingly authoritarian. Promises of a swift return to civilian rule have faded, with the junta citing ongoing war as justification. Dissent is met with intimidation, arrest, and even forced conscription into the VDPs. Journalists and activists face threats, and foreign media outlets have been suspended. Local reporters practice self-censorship, fearing government retaliation. The regime's narrative dominates, making independent reporting difficult. Claims of coup plots fuel paranoia and justify further crackdowns. The revolutionary project now casts a shadow of repression. Freedoms once promised are under threat from the very government that claimed to save them. The price of security may be liberty itself. Traoré's rise has redrawn Burkina Faso's international alliances. Expelling France and embracing Russia, he positioned the country at the heart of a new anti-Western bloc. Russia provides military support without human rights conditions, aligning with Traoré's anti-imperialist stance. Tensions with the US have grown, especially after accusations of gold misuse. The economic impact is mixed, some resilience, but rising inflation and legal battles with Western firms. Russian companies have gained new mining licenses, while Western investment is uncertain. Regionally, Traoré helped form the Alliance of Sahel States, breaking from ECOWAS. This bloc integrates economies and challenges Western-aligned nations. The Sahel now stands as a new geopolitical fault line. Burkina Faso's future is tied to these bold, risky alliances. As of July 2025, Captain Traoré stands at a crossroads, embodying both hope and anxiety for a nation in flux. His rise to power has captured the imagination of millions, but it has also raised difficult questions about the future of Burkina Faso. Supporters see him as a modern Sankara, bravely confronting foreign interference and internal decay. They rally behind his vision, believing he can restore dignity and pride to a country long battered by instability. His radical policies inspire a generation hungry for change, sparking hope among the youth. Yet, the security crisis persists, and economic pressures mount, leaving many families struggling to get by and wondering if real transformation is possible. Crackdowns on dissent and forced conscription paint a troubling picture of growing authoritarianism. The promise of liberation is shadowed by fears of repression, as the government tightens its grip in the name of stability. The central question remains: can Traoré deliver security without sacrificing freedom? The balance between order and liberty is delicate, and every decision carries weighty consequences for the nation's future. History warns that revolutionaries often face tragic outcomes. The legacy of past leaders looms large, reminding Traoré and his supporters of the risks and sacrifices that come with radical change. The pressures on Traoré are immense, from insurgents, the international community, and his own people. Every day brings new challenges, and the world is watching closely to see how he responds. Burkina Faso's future depends on the resilience of its people and the path Traoré chooses. Their determination and hope are the nation's greatest assets, even in the face of adversity. Will his gamble lead to strength and security, or deeper conflict and isolation? The stakes have never been higher, and the outcome remains uncertain. The story of Captain Ibrahim Traoré and his nation is still being written, with every choice shaping the destiny of Burkina Faso for generations to come. Hello everyone, welcome back to the African Lens 7421, your go-to place for deep dives into African politics and public affairs. Today we are on Burkina Faso and Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Let's go deeper, friends. And don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell so you never miss our latest updates.